I have officially done my first session on the 2021 Kawasaki ZX6R. I have about 2,300 miles on this bike that I put strictly on the street. So I finally ponied up and brought her to Barber to see what she can do, so I can really open it up and push her a little bit more than obviously on the street I would dare to. Now, if you guys have been following me on my Instagram feed, you'll know that when I bought this bike and I started riding it, I was saying, it scares me to open this thing up. For whatever reason, this bike just pulls so good. It's got power throughout all the RPMs. It's really impressed me. But taking it out on track today, it really, already, first session, and it surprised me. But I was really nervous, this bike is in street trim. It's not, I don't want to crash it today. So I went out there very gingerly, kind of felt it out. As you can see, I'm on DOTs, the Rosso Corsa 2s, which I love these tires. They're actually wonderful if you're a 50-50 street and track rider. You don't have to worry about swapping them for anything stickier. These have plenty grip through a fast intermediate pace. They're awesome. So with that, I felt pretty confident out there that, okay, the tires have got me. Most amazing thing that I noticed right away was wherever I looked or pointed, this bike went. Unlike my previous bike that I've owned, the two Hondas that I have, I had to do a lot of suspension work to it to make it perform to where I wasn't fighting the machine. This one, just, oh my God, I was blown away at how easy it is to ride it, point it where I go. Just remembering the last time I was here when I rode this track, I remember struggling so hard, especially in Museum Corner in turn 5, which is Charlotte's Web, to just make that corner, hold that corner and power out. Even with suspension work, my other bike was just walking on me. First session after lunch, so session 4 of today. I did go ahead and swap these out, the Rosso Corsa 2s. I swapped them out for a fresh new set of Superbike slicks. I'm running a C2, so medium compound, both rear and front. Loved it. Felt so much more confident on the slicks. Just, again, it's a mental thing, knowing that I'm not going to outride these tires. The rear is also a 60 over 55, so I have that much more room to lean. But I'm having a blast. So yeah, let's see how the rest of the day goes. Woo! For sure, one of the main things I've noticed that needs to go are the stock foot pegs. I am 5'8", and I do feel a bit cramped. It's a little hard to open up my hip and kind of get my knee in the right position to get a feel for it. So it almost feels like I'm reaching, and I don't like to do that. So I think moving the pegs just slightly more back will be much more beneficial for me. And I'm trying really hard not to, but I'm scraping my boots in some of the corners, just I can't quite keep my foot on there. I'm actually not using all of my tire wear. I still have a little bit left. So that's kind of like keeping me from wanting to tip it in even harder, because every time I do, I scrape, and it's just not a good feeling. But obviously I have so much more grip. The bike is pretty much stock. I've only got the full Akrapovic exhaust on it. The ECU has been flashed, but it has not really been tuned or dynoed or anything like that. There's a lot of backfire, which is normal. I did swap out for SBS sintered brake pads. However, they are street brake pads, not race pads, which are still phenomenally better than what the bike came with. But not having steel braided lines, you start to kind of feel some of the squishiness. But I mean, overall, for how I'm riding today, not pushing, just having fun learning the bike, I feel it's perfectly fine. So this next session is going to be about braking later and deeper. So, you know, that's the thing, like coming from a completely different setup bike to now something like this, kind of have to like relearn everything, which is fun. Let's see if I can't go out there and start using that front tire a little more, put some flex into it, trail brake a little harder, and just throw the bike into the corners, because it's fully capable. I think so far my favorite thing I've noticed as we're into a day and a half of riding it is how responsive it is. Like I said earlier, the suspension, the stock suspension is great. I do have it stiffened all the way, but I'm not seeing, at my pace right now, I'm not seeing any crazy tire wear. Everything looks perfect, so that's good. I'm going to keep going at it, see how it goes under more intense braking, and how that front starts to feel. So I mean, out of the box for, you know, a showroom bike, I am incredibly impressed. It's just so much easier to ride too. I'm not coming back winded, exhausted, nothing. The only thing that hurts is my body, because I'm way out of shape and I haven't been working out the last 2 months. So my legs are on fire. They feel like I'm doing squats all the time through the back chicane, but that's my own damn fault. The bike has been phenomenal so far. So about to go out for the second half of the day. Let's have fun.